You know, for a lot of artists, the most intimidating blank page they face isn't a canvas, it's the one for their own bio. But what if writing about yourself wasn't a total chore? What if it was actually your most powerful storytelling tool? Well, today, we're going to make that happen.
So, let me just ask you this straight up. You pour everything into your work, right? Your heart, your soul. But does the paragraph describing who you are actually match the power of your art? A weak bio can create this weird disconnect, and we definitely don't want that. This is where we need to flip the script. An artist bio isn't just some boring summary of your life. It's a key. Seriously. It's the key that unlocks grant opportunities, gets you into exhibitions, and helps you connect with the very people who will end up loving and buying your work. So before we even think about writing a single word, let's get to the bottom of what an artist bio really is. Because trust me, it's so much more than just a list of facts. Think of your bio as the narrative, the story that builds a bridge from your studio to the rest of the world. It gives your art a voice. It gives people the context they need to not just see your work, but to really understand and feel the vision behind it. All right, let's get practical. A strong bio is built on a really solid foundation. And that means you've got to know who you're talking to and get all the essential details right from the very first sentence.
Okay, rule number 1, know your audience. I mean, you wouldn't talk to a serious grant committee the same way you'd talk to a potential fan on your website, would you? Of course not. One needs a formal, professional tone, while the other needs a warm, personal connection. Tailoring your bio is everything.
But no matter who's reading it, every single bio needs these non-negotiable building blocks. Your name, what you do, your medium, where you are, and any important education or training. These facts establish who you are right away. No confusion.
So let's see how this works in practice. We'll invent an artist. Let's call her Jane Doe. Look at this opening. It's so strong, it's clear, it's professional, and in just one sentence we know who she is, what she does, where she is, and her credentials. Boom! The foundation is set.
Okay, now that our foundation is solid, we can get to the really good part, crafting the story that makes your work come alive. This is where we move beyond just facts and start telling a real story.
Now, to make this easy, let's think of it like a simple recipe with just 3 steps. First, we'll share a bit about your journey. Then, we'll describe your actual work. And finally, we'll sprinkle in a little personal touch.
So for Jane, step 1 is her journey. Now notice, this isn't her entire life story from birth, right? It's a curated story. It pinpoints a key moment, that trip to MoMA, and it shows how she's evolved as an artist. It tells us not just what she makes, but how she got here.
Now for step 2, we add another layer, the what and why of her art. We learn about her unique techniques, blending painting and sculpture, and the deeper themes she's exploring, like memory and history. And mentioning her influences gives the reader a really helpful frame of reference.
And finally, step 3, that little personal touch. This small detail about Jane loving vintage markets is just so effective. It's totally relevant to her art. She gets materials there, but it also makes her seem like a real person. It makes her relatable and memorable.
Okay, we've got our story down. Now it's time to polish it and, really importantly, back it up with some proof. This is the stage where we take a good bio and make it a truly professional and impactful one. The key here is to show off a little. You need to showcase that external validation. When you mention things like big exhibitions, grants, or being in a collection, you're telling the reader that other professionals have already recognized your work's value. That is powerful stuff. Now, here's a number I want you to burn into your brain. For most things, you're going to aim for 150 to 300 words. I know, that might seem short, but it's on purpose. A concise bio respects the reader's time and forces you to focus only on the absolute best parts of your story. Brevity is impact. A few final checks can make all the difference. Always write in the third person. It just sounds more professional. And please, be ruthless about cutting out vague, flowery language. Most importantly, get a friend to read it. A simple typo can completely undermine all your hard work.
All right, so your bio's written, it's polished, it's proofed. You think you're done, but the work isn't quite over. A truly effective bio is a living document that you adapt and update so it keeps working for you.
It is so important to have different versions of your bio ready to go. You need a short, punchy version that's perfect for something like an Instagram profile. And then you need a longer, more detailed one for your website or a grant application.
It's just about having the right tool for the right job.
Look, your career isn't standing still, so your bio shouldn't either. Think of it like a living document. Maybe set a reminder in your phone to look at it every 6 months, and definitely update it right away after any big milestone. A current bio shows you're an active, evolving artist.
And that brings us right back to the big picture. All this effort, it really matters. A carefully crafted bio is a professional necessity. It is your chance to control your own story, connect with your audience, and create the opportunities your incredible art deserves.
So I'll leave you with this question. Your art is already telling a powerful story. Now it's time to write the words that do it justice. So, what story will your bio tell?